Hi guys, I am excited to share with you an updated version of this old recipe that I have created a few years ago. That's the Longganisa recipe. I'm happy that people have been using the recipe and finding it useful and enjoying the result. But one of the comments was that the binding can be a little better. So I thought, what else can I use to bind it? And I stumbled upon this video on YouTube from this vegan lady who used a wartime cookbook that has a recipe for oatmeal sausages. And I thought, that's interesting. Maybe I can use oatmeal to bind my vegan longanisa. I should use the best oatmeal out there, and that's Quaker Oats. I mean, they've been around since 1877. I grew up eating Quaker Oats. If you say oatmeal, my parents would think Quaker Oats. I mean, it's just they have a good reputation for being the best oatmeal company out there. And I use that to bind my vegan longanisa, and I'm so excited that it has a really great result. And what's nice about this version as well, it has tons of fiber. So for those looking to have better digestion or looking to reduce your cholesterol level, or if you want to feel full longer so you don't overeat, then you should try this version. I can't wait to get started and share with you how to do it. You'll need a medium-sized pot like this one, and we'll combine the oatmeal and the longanisa seasonings. We'll need about 2 ounces or 1/4 cup of rolled oats. Then about the same amount, except I used a food processor to grind it a little bit, make them smaller. This is 2 ounces or 1/4 cup of Quaker Oats. That's ground up. Then about 3 garlic cloves here. You can add more if you'd like. You know, some longanisa is more garlicky than others. Then your 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Outside of the Philippines, like in the US, conventional brown sugar is not vegan, so just use organic if anything. Then I'll add 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. That will add a nice color and tangy flavor to our longanisa. And this is like about teaspoon or a few pinches of smoked paprika. Get this if you can, because this is really like magic. This smoked paprika adds another level to your sausages. And our liquid, which is 1 cup of water. Mix it around a little bit, and then we'll heat it up to cook the oatmeal. Oh, before I forget, I will also put a few pinches of salt and pepper. Here. Mix it around. Maybe you can even mash the tomato paste to blend that in. Then you turn on the stove to medium heat and set it to a boil while continuously mixing it. Here in the Philippines, there are many different variations of longanisa depending on where you live. There's Lukban longanisa, there's Cavite longanisa, there's even vegan Longganisa, which is Vigan, a region of Ilocos. So it's actually quite confusing when I say vegan Longganisa, and they get excited because they think it's from that region of Ilocos. But it's, I guess, now vegan Longganisa. So you can add more garlic if you like. So that's the variation. You can add more sugar, you can make it spicy. So those are the things that you can play around. Right now it's boiling, just keep mixing. until it's all dried up. So maybe 10-15 more minutes. It's getting there, getting thicker and thicker. So as you can see, has gone dramatically thick, really thick, almost like a burger patty. It's soft, it's mushy, very sticky. So definitely not like the regular oatmeal you would have, because this time it has less liquid, but tacky enough to form and bind. So this is the time I'm gonna put my tofu, because without the tofu it's gonna be it's gonna bind, but it's not gonna have the firm bite that I'm looking for. So I'm gonna add about 1/2 cup of firm tofu here that I crumbled. And I'm a big fan of freezing the tofu first and thawing it, and then crumbling and adding it into my recipe. It's just, it has a bounce, unlike regular tofu that is not frozen. Just mix it around. I'm gonna mush it some more, blend well, and so the tofu gets even more crumbled. Ayan. Ganyan lang, durug-durugin, so you mash it with your spatula or ladle. This is also the time where you can adjust seasoning to taste, because we've added a tofu. Okay. So in my case, I like the amount of sweetness already and the tanginess from the tomato paste. I'm just gonna add a little bit more salt, and that's it. And do just that. There. Maybe more black pepper. I was a little conservative with my salt and pepper in the beginning, because you can always add more eventually. It's harder if you've already put a lot in the beginning. Now that we have our Longganisa mixture ready, it has cooled down. I have adjusted seasoning to taste by adding more salt. You're more than welcome to make it more garlicky, or if you want it spicy, you can add chili, or even tangier, you can put more tomato paste. But in my case, I'm very pleased with my version. Now that it has cooled down, make sure you have very clean hands. I've washed my hands, and using my hands, I'm going to form them into small sausage links, about 2 inches, around that size. And this makes about maybe 6 to 8 pieces, so good for 1 to 2 people. If you are feeding more, then you're more than welcome to double or triple the recipe. So for this, as you can see, it's very sticky. It adheres really well. I don't have to do a lot. I just have to use my hands, and that's it. Ayan, very traditional shape. We are ready to fry our sausage links. I have about 8 pieces here, and I also have a medium-sized pan with some oil, enough to cover the bottom of the pan. I'm also going to drizzle 1/2 teaspoon of sesame oil, just to infuse a little bit of that flavor into our oil. This is just medium heat, not high heat. Because this is not meat, you only need a little bit of, you don't need it scorching. Especially with Quaker Oats, that seals the filling already. Doesn't need much heat. it around. If you don't, it's gonna, it may burn if you just let it sit in one side. Oh my gosh, how exciting is that? It's not falling apart. See, wiggle it around. Maybe a few minutes and it's done. So we're gonna fry until they're darker in color. This is what we're looking for. We want darker brown, not black obviously, but not pale either. We want them nice and crunchy around. Let's turn off the heat and we're ready to serve. I had a little bit of fun with the plating, and so I have a side of combination of red and white rice, and fresh tomatoes, very classic, some parsley. I also sprinkled a little bit of fried minced garlic on top of the rice. Yeah. And I'm gonna go ahead and serve it with the our updated vegan Longganisa. I had a blast making this and sharing the recipe with everybody. And thanks to Quaker Oats, we have now loaded our recipe with tons of fiber, which is really great with reducing cholesterol or making you feel full longer, which really prevents us from eating too much. And it also is great for digestion, so I highly recommend. Not just that, it's also loaded with proteins too. So that common question we vegans get, where do you get your protein? Well, from Quaker Oats. So I hope you give this a try, and if you are curious about other recipes, or you're wondering what was she talking about with the other version, that's here in my channel. Just feel free to like and subscribe to make sure you don't miss any new ones, or if you want to go back and see the old recipes, you may do so. And if you have tried the recipes, feel free to reach out on my social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, even TikTok. So I'm looking forward to hear from you. Marami pong salamat for watching. My name is RG Enriquez Diz at Astig Vegan, letting you know that Filipino food can be vegan, healthy and delicious without losing its soul. Kain na, let's eat. Here, I'm just gonna pierce through it. Nice and crunchy, chewy inside, crunchy outside. Nice amount of sweetness. It's not too spicy, just the black pepper, and it's also just the right amount of tanginess for me from the tomato paste. I really like it. It's very reminiscent to my childhood Longganisa. So I hope you check it out, and until next time.